Hey, Chef Brad here, DC Prime Steaks, Ashford, Virginia. Wanted to catch you guys up on things that are going on in the dry ager and things that are about to go into the dry ager. We'll start right here. What you see here is a beautiful piece of Miyazaki Japanese Wagyu. If you haven't heard of Miyazaki, it's one of the finest Wagyus available. They keep winning competitions year after year for the best Wagyu in the world. So here I got a small piece of some strip loin, and I'm gonna dry age that like I am everything else right now. I'm gonna wrap it in cheesecloth, and then I'm gonna soak the cheesecloth in some Catoctin Creek Roundstone Rye. Amazing things are being produced at Catoctin Creek. They're in Purcellville, Virginia. If you haven't tried any of their products and you're able to buy something, definitely give it a shot. Amazing ryes, amazing gins, brandies. Everything they do there is amazing. So the flavors of this rye, the sweetness and that depth of flavor from the aging will pair beautifully with the richness of this Japanese Wagyu. So that's something you definitely want to look forward to. So stay tuned with more information on when this is going to be ready. Next up, we talked about this before. I wanted to give you an update. This is the Whiffletree strip from Warrenton, Virginia. I already took the cheesecloth off of this one, and this one was soaked in Jim Beam. I wrapped it 2 different times, and right now it's got just over 3 weeks of age on it. So I want you to see just how the meat transforms while dry aging. You really want to see this dark outer bark, the aroma of the Jim Beam, the notes, some vanilla, a lot of oak, and just that dry age smell are really, really prevalent in this right now. I will wrap this in cheesecloth one last time, soak it in some more Jim Beam, and let it go for at least another week before this thing will be ready to sell. Another Whiffletree strip that I have going is something a little different. This one was wrapped in cheesecloth, which was soaked in Hardywood Pils. So you get the light notes of the beer, but then I also covered it in Spruce Tips. Spruce Tips kind of has a hoppy characteristic, pine, bitter characteristic to it. So my whole philosophy behind doing this is I want you to imagine you're camping deep in the woods, somewhere in the Pacific Northwest. You have some steaks that you're cooking over a live fire with just some local wood, some twigs, some branches, some spruce tips that you have available. That's the flavor I want to get out of this. I want you to be kind of transported somewhere with a beautiful campfire going, cooking some steaks. The last one, if you remember, this was one of the first videos I did. This is the Bulleit Bourbon aged local bone and ribeye. This has over 2 weeks of age on it, and it's time for me to change the cheesecloth so that I can rewrap it and soak it in more Bulleit Bourbon. You can see it's starting to get that nice crust on it. Still is more of a red color than the others because it's not quite as aged, but you really get a wonderful smell, a wonderful aroma of this Bulleit Bourbon. This is still going to go for a couple more months at least. It's going to have several more changes of the cheesecloth, so more Bulleit Bourbon can be soaked into it. And once it's all said and done, you're just going to be left with this meat right here. All this meat will come off, which helps protect the ribeye from losing too much of the meat from the dry aging process. So you'll be left with a beautiful bone-in ribeye with the amazing flavors and aromas of dry aged and Bulleit Bourbon. A lot of great things going on in our dry ager. Stay tuned. There'll be more videos to come. If there's anything you want to see me do, it doesn't have to do with dry age, but make a certain dish or how do you do something, shoot me a message on Facebook and let me know, and I'll see if I can do a video on it and help you out. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow my YouTube channel, Chef Brad Weideman, to stay up to date on everything that's going on here at DC Prime. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you soon.